intro.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football.
Well, obviously Tank's the number one running back.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I think, in my opinion, he's the best running back in the SEC. Maybe the best running back in the country. Just simply for the fact that, 80% of the time he got handed the ball last year, he was in the backfield. He had to make somebody miss to get positive yards.
Yeah, he was one of our only true weapons that produced at a high level last year.
And I think he is the main thing that proves that there was flaws in Gus's system. How do you have a talent that good and they don't start till the third game?
Yeah, we started out with Shivers. He came out as the number one, but then they switched to Williams within 4 plays.
Yeah. And, as everybody knows, Mark Anthony Richards and DJ Williams, Harold Joyner have all left the program. So that leaves us with Tank,
Shivers,
Worm, Devin Barrett.
Yep.
He's coming back as a running back. And we got the signee in Jarquez Hunter, who I'm super high on. If you break down his game film, I mean, he's a beast. It really surprised me he was a 3-star player.
Yeah, he's not very flashy at all.
No.
Not very fast either.
No, he kind of reminds me a lot of Carry On. He can get to daylight. Maybe he does. Maybe I watched the wrong games. Maybe he does have that extra gear to run away from people. Because Carry On never had that extra gear. When he could get to daylight, because he was super shifty and very elusive, but when he hit open field, it was like he was at his top speed. He got run down a lot. Not taking nothing away from him because he was a great running back.
Yeah, he's one of the best running backs we've had in a long time. There is no telling who we're going to roll out as our number 2 running back.
I think, for me personally, obviously you got Tank the number 1. I think Devin Barrett's going to be the number 2 because I feel Shivers is going to be that gadget play guy that you can have just loads of fun with, Hit him with a screen. Hit him on a slant and let him turn it up the middle of the field because when he gets in a straight line, I mean, he has blistering speed.
I don't know why Gus didn't use him more in the pass game because he has solid hands, but he only had 10 receptions last year, and that's the most he's ever had in the season.
Yeah, I think we're going to use him on speed sweeps.
Yeah, because we don't have that receiver right now, that really small guy, except for Tavares Dawson.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if he's going to play very much this year at all.
I hope he does because I'm super excited to see him play too.
We got a stacked receiver room.
But that's what I think, and I think they're going to try to redshirt Jarquez Hunter. I think they're at the beginning of the season they're going to give him his allotted amount of plays, which I don't remember what that is.
4 games you can play with.
Yeah. Okay.
With also being redshirted.
And I think they're going to try to redshirt him. See what he has, see how he adapts to the college game, and they may not redshirt him. If he plays in them 4 games and he's better than Devin Barrett, screw the red shirt, put him at number 2.
Man, my hair, bro, I need a haircut.
Yeah, so do I. Look at this. I mean, you can't do nothing with this. But back to the video. That's what I see happening. I see them taking the 4 games, along with the spring. I can't remember. Is Jarquez Hunter early enrollee? For argument's sake, let's say fall practice. Let's say he's not coming in the spring. Fall practice and the first 4 games to see, if he adapts, which I think he will. But it would be nice to redshirt him and, have him that extra year.
All right, I have a pretty different outlook on it. I don't think Devin Barrett's going to be able to come in and start the season out. Mike G, like he said in his video with Vernon, he's working his butt off, but it's hard to go from running back your first year, then running back receiver, and then move to corner, and then he didn't play football last year. and then try and come in and get a good amount of carries after switching positions.
I think it's Worm can't stay healthy. Every year Worm's been here, he's gotten hurt.
Maybe like 3 games into the season, Devin Barrett can work his way up and be that number 2. I just think it's going to be really hard. I don't think we're going to redshirt Jarquez.
We may not.
And, like, Tank, first of all, I don't want to see him getting 300 carries next year.
I don't want to see him getting 30 carries a game. I want him to get 18 to 20.
That's what I think, which is I think he should get around 220-ish carries, 220 carries. It's like
1,000 yards. I think he's good for 1,000 yards. Period.
Yeah.
If he'd have had 2 more games this year in the regular season, he'd have had 1,000.
If he'd have been healthy against Bama, he might have got it then.
He may have.
Some team could just run through them like Swiss cheese. But back on topic, again, I think that Shivers, he's going to get around his usual 250 to 300 rushing yards. But I also think, like you said, he could get 185, 200, 250 receiving yards to go along with that, and possibly return kicks. I don't think he did that last year.
He did return kicks last year.
But I think we will definitely utilize him like a lot in that motion to get the eyes off the...
Yeah, the biggest thing about... There's my daughter walking down the hallway. The biggest thing I worry about with Shivers is there's not a whole lot of wiggle to him.
Well, he's 5'7", like 200 pounds.
Well, I understand that, but, like, he can outrun anybody's defense in a straight line.
Yeah.
But if you make him start having to cut and move...
He's good for one cut.
He slows down a whole lot. And he's so fast. You know, a little bump can knock him off.
He looks like those really, really little kids that play, you know, in the flag football, the ball looks too big for their arm and they're running like this. It's hard to explain Shaun Shivers, the type of player he is.
Yeah, he's a beast. Don't get me wrong.
But he's not great at any one thing.
Except running. I mean, he's a beast. I really like Worm. I was super excited when we got him. Of course, I'd never heard his name until I read that Auburn had offered a 3-star running back from South Florida. But
we have a really, really good running back going into next year.
We do. We have a really shallow depth chart in the running back room. Jarquez Hunter, though, is, I'm telling you, I'm going to call it right now, this kid's going to be a beast. This kid is, it's like Josh Jacobs at Alabama. Everybody was sleeping on him.
This kid, he's 5'10", 190, but he's not like 190. I think he's probably up there around 200. He reminds me, I don't know if a lot of y'all are going to remember this name, but I watched a video on him. It's Mike Hart from Michigan.
Yeah.
Not extremely fast, not extremely powerful, but he doesn't fumble the football. He's not going to break away. He's not going to run over a bunch of people, but he is guaranteed at least 4 yards if you give him the football.
But I could sit here and talk about Tank all day. I mean, I was a huge man crush on him as far as what he does on the field. Don't know him as a person. He could be a great human being or a terrible person. I don't know. But when he puts them pads on and he runs out on the field, I absolutely love what he can do.
I hope we don't run him into the freaking ground, man.
I don't think we got a coaching staff that's going to allow him to get run into the ground. I do think he starts next season as dark horse for the Heisman Trophy.
We should do a video on that.
I mean, I really think so. I mean, this kid is absolute electricity. And he ain't going to do nothing but get better.
Yeah. And now he's got a coaching staff that knows how to develop.
And they're developing, you know, we picked up a transfer offensive lineman. I think he's a tackle. We're getting Killian Zerier, or however you say his name. He was a part of the 20 recruiting class, but he come in with an injury, and then in spring practice he re-injured it, so he's coming back, and he was like the #1 JUCO offensive tackle that year. So he's 100% healthy.
I think we're bringing our center back. He was one of the most consistent guys on the team. I don't know.
we're getting better, is what I'm trying to say. Kobe, Caleb, whatever's Smith.
Colby Smith,
I think
6'7" monster.
I think he's going to take a year or two to develop. You know, they got to get him in the weight program, bulk him up. But I think he's going to wind up being a solid tackle or guard for us. So, I mean, excuse me. And already in the 2022 recruiting class, we've already made contact, and we got, you know, from what I've read, we got 4 high 4-star recruits that are really liking Will Friend and really feeling Auburn. So,
Man, how long has it been since we had a good O-line coach?
oh man, people want to sleep on it, you know. Oh, well, you just go out there and block, and no. I mean, it's a technique, and we got a good one, so I hope we can hold on to him for a while.
The game has always been and will forever be won at the point of attack.
The line of scrimmage,
Yes.
trenches, yes.
The trenches. The game is one of the trenches. We have an excellent D-line going into next year. Like, extremely talented. A really good linebacking core.
Yeah.
Got a couple good DBs that I'm really high on and a couple other ones that are really young.
Yeah, that's another thing. You know, we signed a couple 3-star DBs that are gonna take a little bit of developing, but you know they could wind up being some of the best DBs in the SEC by the time their career's over at Auburn.
I'm trying to remember his name.
Jalen Johnson? No, that's at the Bears.
8 hours later.
Jalen Simpson.
Jalen Simpson. That kid is going to be...
Roger McCreary's the other one. He's a beast.
Those two are going to be NFL talents.
Yeah.
Christian Tutt, I believe we're bringing him back. At first...
But he needs to move to safety anyhow. He gets burned by the speed guys.
Whatever Derek Mason wants to do. The only thing I'm worried about on defense is our linebacking core. And our 2 outside linebackers are very small.
How do we do this every time? We start out, we're going to talk about the running backs. We're over here talking about defense.
I don't know why you guys watch this, but...
Thank you for watching. I mean, we love doing it. We start out with a topic, and then we take a right over here, and...
It's what we do.
Yeah.
So if you like those...
Please like, subscribe.
Follow us on Twitter.
On our Twitters.
War Eagle.
War Damn Eagle.
Selena, go!
Oh,
Stop!
sorry.